Hello, my name is Xavier Mercado, and this is Spearhead Conversations. Hello, my name is Xavier Mercado, and this is Spearhead Conversations. Today, I'm joined by Rayhainio Boynes, a.k.a. Ray Nitti, mostly known for his hit single Bow, released in 2009. He is also an advocate for change. The impact he has brought to Milwaukee has been major. Currently working on a $70 million project for affordable housing and creating a safe space for inner city youth to excel. It's individuals like Ray that I look up to. So I'm humbled and I'm honored to have this man right in front of me. So without further ado, how you doing, Ray?
Man, how you doing, man? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate that intro, man. You took you took some time to write that out, man.
Gotta do it, man.
I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate everything you mean to the city, man.
Oh, man, I'm honored.
Yeah, hanging out with you over at Garfield's 502.
Yeah,
Good chicken, by the way.
Yeah. 502 got the wings, man.
Yeah, man. I had a good time. Good people, good company, good music.
Yeah.
I was pretty thrown back. That was like a throwback of music.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It's been awesome, man. I've always been a fan, just to let you know that right off top. And, this platform is to really show what makes Milwaukee special. So I'm happy you're here, and let's jump into
Let's do it.
So where were you born, and what's your native tongue?
So I was born and raised in St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands. A lot of my family is in the British Virgin Islands as well as in St. Lucia. Native tongue is English. We speak English, but it's more like a broken English. We have an accent, so sometimes people will hear me talk like this. Like if I wrong my mother or something, they hear me talk like this.
Yeah.
But like it's still English. It's all English.
Hey, I admire it, man. She.
Oh man, I might do the rest of the interview in the accent. We'll see. It might come in and out. Put it in and out.
Hey, you got it.
Yes, sir.
How was your upbringing?
It was interesting. It was interesting. I grew up in an abusive household, and I seen my mom go through a lot of things as a young man growing up in the islands. And it's part of the reason why I'm here today. If anybody's been following my story, or part of I share my story because I feel like it's similar to a lot of young African American males.
Yeah.
But one morning I woke up and saw my dad with a knife to my mom's throat. You feel me? So I think that was her breaking point.
Yeah.
And she packed us up in whatever she had at the time and took a seaplane over to St. Croix, where we stayed for the night.
Yeah.
And the next day, family helped us get to Milwaukee, where my sister and her husband at the time was at. She had went to Illinois at Bradley University, and he was in Milwaukee at MSOE.
Yeah.
So when they got married, they moved to Milwaukee. So that's how we ended up in Milwaukee. So I grew up in a very hostile environment, but I was still always thankful for the place that I came from. Like a lot of people want to go see paradise, but for me, when I was in it, I couldn't necessarily really appreciate it. For me,
absorb it. Yeah.
It was hell in paradise.
Hey,
you feel what I'm saying? So now when I'm living in Milwaukee now, when I'm not there, I get to be like, oh, okay, this was the privilege that I had.
Well, look what it's come from.
That I wasn't able to really focus in on and really enjoy. Seeing everybody that wants to go visit the Virgin Islands and stuff like that now. So, yeah, man. My upbringing was it was interesting, man, and it's all shaping who I am today.
Shaped and molded, and we all go through our things.
Absolutely.
Me myself, I come from stepfather. Left at 13. He raised me to the age of 13, and then you know disownment.
Mm-hmm.
People usually throw that word around, not realizing what it truly means. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always been this type of that has shaped me in the type of father I am because I'm a father of four.
Mm-hmm.
So there's it it was very impactful to the person I've become.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
we all go through our trials, and thank you for sharing that. You know what I mean? It takes trust to say upbringing because you can never forget where you come from.
Absolutely.
And I think with anyone, you have to embrace who you are. You have to embrace the struggles that you
Mm-hmm.
came up with, and appreciate that. That's literally what has molded you.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely,
And
man.
then sometimes we try to forget where we
Of
come
course.
from, right?
Yeah.
If it was attached to some trauma that we don't want to remember.
Remember, of course.
So for me, what I felt like in me trying to forget a place that you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because of one individual,
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
that created this pain, like it. Me having that mindset and thought, it cost me so much time with family that I loved.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because
Oh,
I
for
was
sure.
I didn't want to go back home
Mm-hmm.
at all for a very long time in my life.
Yeah.
And my little sister was going home, but she was young at the time. I don't even know if she really
Registered.
could really
Yeah.
understand what
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, what we was going through at that time. So she had a different relationship
Yeah.
with our pops. So for me, she'll be going home, and I want to be home, but at the time, God rest his soul, he's no longer here. And we was able to link back up later in life. But I didn't want to go home because I had a lot of anger
Yeah.
inside of me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Mhm.
things that I couldn't really like. If you tried to assist, you know what I'm saying, you got messed up as
Yeah.
well too.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm now
Yeah.
what? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Definitely.
almost just I'm anticipating smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I just stayed away. But in making that decision, I also stayed away from a lot of family that really meant a lot to me as well.
Well, I hope through the years, through the trauma, you've come to a point where it's time you push forward, which
yeah.
it seems like you have.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So poetry is heavy.
Yeah.
So what does the name Kobana, Nixon, and Muhib Dier mean to you?
Kobana, Nixon, and Muhib Dier. So Kobana and Muhib was two poets that I met in through a writing workshop in Urban Underground.
Okay.
Urban Underground was a youth leadership program that I was a part of with a bunch of dope people in the city as well. But it just taught us how to find our voice. And in that workshop, Kwabena and Muhib, they did these pieces that really, talked to me as a young individual. And Muhib in particular did a piece called "The Children Are Crying," and that, like, I felt like it was talking about my situation so much that, like, we just spoke about, right?
Yeah,
so
for
it's
sure.
like I'm like in this class now, like breaking down, crying and shit stuff. And I'm like, dang, these chicks in here seeing me all emotional and whatnot. But Urban Underground was ran by Reggie Moore and Charlotte Moore.
Yeah.
And, they were two amazing pillars in my life at the time that helped me navigate a lot of those
For sure.
emotions and feelings. So meeting Kwabena and
Muhib.
and Muhib in the writing workshop, they basically was saying, after seeing how I reacted to the poems, they was like, yo, whatever you dealing with, young man, you don't have to tell us if you don't want to. It was like, write it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Write it down, and when you're comfortable and if you feel like it, you can share.
Yeah.
So I started writing down a lot of things that I was going through as poetry. And for me, that then evolved into music. I always was involved, wanted to do music from back home.
Yeah.
In the islands, we had this thing that we did called chanting, which is essentially freestyling.
Yeah.
you know. And always had my cousin Fritz that stayed with us at the time back home up in Ras Valley. He always was a writer as well, so I used to see how he wrote stories or songs and made songs connect, and one song connected to the next song.
Yeah.
So I've always been around like music and things like that. So that's what those two names mean to me,
Man, that's awesome. Did your so obviously your love for words revolves around that.
man.
When you started actually putting it down on paper, was that at John Burroughs or Riverside?
That was Riverside. I was in high school. That was on my senior year when I when I started like doing it as like trying to be a artist and things of that nature. But Burroughs back at Jarvis and all of those places,
Yeah.
I was like, that was like I always was writing
Yeah.
poetry. I felt like I was always a smooth dude. Wanted to
Yeah.
send a young lady a poem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
My boy
so
is
I
putting out
always-
these dear letters out.
straight up. No, straight up, man. Put out some poems, spray it with some cologne. you know, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, man. But that was just me, man. But now as I got older, Riverside and Urban Underground and Muhib and Kobana, they taught me how to use it as a tool
Mhm.
to help myself as well.
That's a beautiful thing. So how the your name Rayhainio?
Yeah.
What made you change it to that? Like what inspired that to form?
Man, you know what's crazy? Like it was probably just some young thing. It was just a young homie. Like I was at college, Concordia University, bored. Like probably the only
Concordia.
right, one of the only black dudes from Milwaukee on campus.
Yeah.
So it's like I was like, I wanted it to be like some mobster type name, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, but I ain't wanted to be no Ray Capone or no,
For
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ray Pacino, nothing like that. I didn't want to be like nothing cliche. And at the time, I didn't think anybody was into who Frank Nitti was and what he meant to the Capone family, if I'm not mistaken, at the time. And back then, what he represented, it was like stabilization when Capone went down. Like it eventually still all collapsed, right? But he still represented some sort of stabilization, in my opinion, from what I read and saw. But keeping the family together, getting things back on track, even for a little bit, while he went in. But so I was like, I'm finna be Ray Nitti because I'm finna come stabilize the rap game.
There we go.
And keep the family together and tight and all of this. So it was probably something corny how I came up with the name Ray Nitti.
Yeah.
Man. But
That's awesome.
that's it. That's how we got to it.
Bam, you heard it here first. So how did you cross paths with Sincere, another big name in Milwaukee?
Oh, that's a good question. How did I meet Sincere? How did I meet Sincere? That's a great question. I'm trying to remember how I met Sincere, but it might have been. Oh, I know exactly how I met Sincere. I think Devon D at the time is who connected me and Sincere. I was working with Devon at the time back in the day, and he knew Sincere and was doing like a bunch of local shows.
Yeah.
Sincere was popping back then. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he had the streets on fire. So like I think I was like 19 maybe at the time.
Yeah.
And just being able to open up for bro. And then they eventually took me overseas as well. With El Uzar, DJ Doc B.
Yeah.
Who else went out there?
Yeah, that was gonna lead. Like, what impact did it have? Okay.
Yeah, bunch of people went out there, man. A bunch of people went out there. So, bro was just a great mentor for me in music, and really I was able to do a lot of amazing things because he just had me opening up for somebody that he just met and that he really didn't even know. So
Yeah.
like I remember opening up for Chris Brown when he was just dropping his album
Yeah.
before he's the superstar that he is today. So, you just never know, man. You bump into some amazing people on your
It's a
journey.
beautiful thing, the journey
And,
and just where that came from, man.
Yeah, no. So bro is special, man, for sure.
Well-
Shouts out to Clyde, man.
Well, you said you went across seas,
Yeah.
and that was for the soldiers.
Yeah.
That war. That was 2005.
Was that 5 something like?
Was it?
Was that 5 or 7? It was either 5 or 7. One of those
Okay.
times. One of those times.
But
yeah,
it was a
it was an Armed Forces Entertainment tour. We performed for the troops. We went to Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, Africa, Kyrgyzstan, the United
All in
Arab
2 months?
Emirates.
Huh?
Yeah, we hit a bunch of different military bases and bunch of different countries.
How was that
man.
experience? Like being in
Man, it was
turmoil and
It was super dope. Like not all the bases was high alert.
Yeah.
When we went to Bagram, that was in Iraq.
yeah,
That was like the most intense because that was like the border of where they were there preparing to go across the border and fight.
yeah.
So that was one of the most active bases that we was on. And like at night, you could see the fighting, the shooting,
Yeah, the light
the shit going on
going
in
back.
the hills. I'm like, oh no, this is. I felt like I got homesick that day. like, I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna make this show, but nah, man, it was a very humbling experience because you see and you get to meet these people that are putting their life on the line for a bunch of people that they ain't never gonna meet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, or never gonna see. So it was a humbling experience, man. Even just being able to meet some of the people from these places and cultures. Going back to Africa was amazing because that was my first time
Yeah.
in Africa, in the city of Djibouti, Africa. Just learning a lot, man. So it was very, very, very humbling. It
Yeah.
was very, very humbling. We got to President Obama at the time. He was just he wasn't even a president.
he
at
wasn't.
the
He was
time.
still running.
He was
yeah.
still in Chicago doing his thing.
Yeah,
He was actually at the same base that we was at.
that's awesome.
And like yeah, man, it was the journey, man.
Yeah.
The journey is amazing if you just keep moving forward.
So yeah, man, that's awesome. I mean, well then you get back from that, and then
Yeah.
not too long after you release Bow.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, "Wow."
On a wiper. Hey, I just want to say, yeah, I used to bump this track.
I appreciate it. I want to see if she really can do it. Her body like.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yes, sir. Damn, girl.
love it, baby. So 2009 is when you released that track. What
Yeah.
inspired that song? Like, how did you come up with the idea? I mean, it took off. It was in every club.
Yeah, no. So, true story. Come back from overseas. Shouts out to Andre Jackson at Time Warner. Gave me my job back at Time Warner. They let me leave, go overseas to do this show, be an artist. They know that was my dreams and aspirations. Hires me back after the tour.
Yeah.
I'm maybe working 6 months. I'm fresh off tour. I'm like, man, I just did a tour. I'm like, to hell with all this work. I'm trying to be full time. So I'm like, my mindset is like a little different now I'm back at the job.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of how I could do more of what we just got off the road and doing. So end up getting fired. End up getting fired from Time Warner. It was a rightful. It was about time I got terminated. They had me there long enough, but
Yeah.
and went to Tony Neal crib at the time, and I was just telling them about it, and then he was like, man, this was when I was still doing my poetry writing, wanting to be a MC, the lyrics, the oohs and the ahs, and the battle raps and all of that.
Yeah.
And, I was telling Tony Neal about all of that. And, his exact words to me was, make a record for these chicks, man. And then it made me remember, you know, when I used to intern at
Yeah.
V100 under Doc Love at the
Yeah.
time. That V100 catered to women the
That's
ages
right.
of 18 to 34. That was the demographic. I knew that because I was going into radio broadcasting.
Look at this
at
dude
Concordia.
over here.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now it's registering back. Like, okay, that's what you was doing all of this for, so you could know. Yeah, you didn't pursue your music while you was at the radio because you was trying to learn how to get on the radio.
For sure.
So now it's like, okay, this what he mean. Makes him go back to your, you know what I'm saying, what you had learned back then. So go to the homie Rail Beat. Shouts out to the homie Rail, the Rail Right Out. And he gave me a pack with like maybe 6 beats on it. This when Castle was putting beats on CDs for you. So, and the Bow beat was on there. It was at the homie Joey crib. And I was like, man, I just need something simple, like something call and responsey. And then it was like, what is like a word, man, that like, you know, just something.
Yeah.
But like in Milwaukee at that time, when people was dancing, like if a chick was like really shaking her ass or something, you'd be like, bah, 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 bah. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I was like, all right, we finna say bow. So then I just was playing the beat. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to I want to take it up, no. Like, bah, bah, bah. So at first it was just, I want to wife her over and over and over. I was like, nah, that's too redundant.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, what else? Like, I'm juking. And
She moving.
I want to see if she really
can
can
do it.
Her body
like,
bow, bow, bow. So then, you know, Joe and Zave was with us too at the time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like, man, this one might be all right. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We just riding around, about to go pick up my girl from work type shit. And just playing and still singing the hook. And later that night, we was doing club promotions at the time too, so I was gonna test the record. I just wanted to test the hook at Club Timbuktu at the time, and it just happened to be a big snowstorm. Only about like 9 people, 10 people max was in Timbuktu, probably, and it had to be people that really messed with us. So I'm just doing the hook over and over. We ain't even got the song recorded yet.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the hook over and over in the club for these 9 people. I was like, hey, y'all, I just want y'all to give me your opinion on this. So I'm just in the club when the beat playing. I like her. I want to wife her. I want to take her home all night. And we just kept saying that over and over. And then people was like, nah, I like that. Like, I think that's good. That's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. And then did a video on Facebook that people started, that we went to record it. Me and Zave went to the studio, recorded it, took it to it was DJ O and Stretch at the time. They was in Texture nightclub, man. And yeah, man, it just went up after that, man.
Look, it
just
did.
Went all the way up after that.
Well, you know, I don't think that song will ever get old.
Man, I hope not.
It's surviving time because it's still played till today.
I hope not. I needed to hit the viral wave. Now we was just a year or two early before the whole social media wave.
Well, don't worry, it's on Spearhead now.
Yo, let's get it. You got to do a video doing the dance.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, dude, it's crazy because I watched the video and one of the somebody I graduated with was on it. Her name is Amanda Hale.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know her, but she was in the video.
Yeah.
And I had to rewind because like it got to her part, and I'm like, is that Amanda? I was like, oh man.
Shouts out to everybody that was in the video, man.
Yeah.
Both videos, the city definitely pulled up, showed a bunch of love, man. That's a moment in the journey that I hold dear, man. I'm talking about, it was so popping that the club owner just started selling drinks. He was like, it's like a full club night. We might as well start just serving people. So shouts out to everybody that pulled up, man.
Well, you're embedded in Milwaukee now, and everyone knows that.
Man, love.
I brought up Advocate for Change. In 2014, you released a song called Ceasefire. How have you kept motivated to to basically be that advocate, especially with gun violence in Milwaukee. Because I love my city, but it's a tough thing.
How do I stay motivated? I think just knowing that I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I got is people that I rock with. They got kids.
Yeah.
So that's the ages of these young boys and girls that are losing their lives to violence, and just wanting a different environment for these young people to grow up in. I think society has done our community an injustice by perpetuating the image that is the
Go ahead.
the version of our community that should be represented. This turned up, this savage, this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's
they're
like
using a low frequency to
yeah, absolutely. So I just think that we have to do a better job in allowing what images portray our community.
Well, also protecting our culture.
Absolutely.
I'm Puerto Rican. I did that ancestry a lot, 30% West African.
There you go.
Now you look at me,
hey, man, we
and you're
all
like
from the source.
You're like, what?
Nah,
yeah,
we all from the source.
It's 56% Spanish Portuguese.
Yeah,
it's deep. It goes in bad. I see all that, but being a Hispanic, a minority, I love my people. That's one of the main prize that I have. So we have a voice, and I feel like you said, there's been times, and it still goes on, where we're portrayed as this false representation when there's so much more to us. In 2018, you teamed up with Latasha Smith.
Yes.
And you targeted River West, the area, vacant spots, and you did something creative. Could you?
That was a project in collaboration with Riverworks Development Corporation.
Yeah.
Over in that River West Side area, and they had access to the park over there, and we just wanted to do some creative placemaking, so we contracted with Latasha to do a collaborative community painting of the trees, where we first wrapped them with white and then just put inspirational words on the trees.
Yeah.
And put some art on the ground as well, on the playground and things like that. And that was just art therapy, what is the creative placemaking project that we did in conjunction with Riverworks. Shouts out to Roslyn for hooking us up with that as well. So yeah, we just wanted to use a lot of these places that and that was already a beautiful park. Let me say that, by the way. It wasn't like it was vacant. That was one of the pocket parks, I believe, in the city that, it was pretty. It was kept pretty well. So they allowed us to add some art and creativity to it, and it's still looking pretty good out there, man. So yeah, but we wanted to just start taking a look at all of these city-owned properties and things like that, and start putting murals on those, because it's been normalized too much where black and brown kids walk out their house to go to school or go to the store, and they walking by these boarded up houses with these ugly green low frequency tones and surroundings around it. So that was just our way of beautifying the neighborhoods and bringing some life and energy to the neighborhoods.
Getting to know you, that's one of the things I've loved about getting to know you. You're a voice. You use your platform the way it should be. With the whole voting that just passed up, how like adamant you were about it. You showed up, even Boosie showed up. You actually invited me to, because that was the day before we went to Garfield's. And You invited me, and I was literally gonna go, and then next thing you know, it's my youngest. He just had a fever. I was like, nah, man, I can't.
Oh no, it's all good.
I wish I
man.
could, but I didn't want to risk anything. So I was just like, okay. And then I see the pictures with Boosie, and I'm like, bruh.
No, it was a good time, man. The city. What I will say is, I feel like non-traditional methods like that,
Yeah,
like yes, Boosie is controversial
Yeah.
as hell, and he has said some things that has offended lots of people.
that don't change his
Lots of
heart.
people. Like, or his ability to impact community
Yes.
and people to say, use your voice, your platform, your power, and go vote.
Yeah,
So that's what and the truth of the matter is a good sector of our community responds well to Lil Boosie.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, we gotta reach them somehow through the
Yeah.
through the medians that they're accustomed of receiving their information to. It was beautiful out there. People was in line voting.
yeah, for
early.
sure. I saw that.
Like
yeah,
I'm talking about bonnets, nightgowns.
Yeah.
Like it was beautiful to see our community come out because Boosie said, "Bring y'all IDs. The mayor of the mill is back." Milwaukee, bring your IDs. We
Yeah.
going to vote, dude. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like now I hope people see that like okay, it is a lot of power and influence if you empower these other creative ways to
Yeah.
to reach communities.
Well, through that and using your platform, you're working on a $70 million project right now,
Yes, sir.
and you linked up with is his name Q
Yep.
Elman?
Q Elamine,
Elamine.
the homie Michael Wesley, and we partner with Rowers Development Group as
And that's on
well. And
32nd.
Tia
And,
Cannon as well.
is it on 32nd and Center that you're
32nd and 33rd and Center. Yeah, we got
okay?
2 blocks.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
One of the things I love that I put two and two together. You made that song Reintroduction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play that, but that was in that building, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. We
Yes,
shot
it was.
that visual in there before the construction.
Let's play, fam.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
drop
Let's do it,
some
let's do it.
bombs, bro.
Let's drop some bombs.
Let's drop some
man.
bombs.
Yeah. So pressure from here on out. Big vibes. My vision bigger than your comprehension. I couldn't see me slaving for no pension. 10 years held the city on my back. Closest to classic round this bitch, nigga, that's facts. It go Drew Cal to Nitti, nigga, that's stats. Big legend around this bitch, nigga, no cap. I'm still your lady favorite. I know these niggas hate. And through it all, I wanna see my fucking city make. 60 mil won't need our biggest flex. NDAs for what we doing next. Before we speak about it, you'll read about it. Before we built the nigga, we dreamed about it. Shout out my nigga Q, shout out my nigga Kip. We really making black millionaires in the fucking mill. Built black welfare, black Wall Street, let's give him hell. And we ain't wait for no handouts, did that shit ourselves. 118 million on the impact, that's a get back. And all that style y'all stole, I want my shit back. Don't need no energy around me, I got the question. Don't need no niggas switching sides for attention. And to that limb, you still a limb for all that dumb shit. But I wish
That's a powerful track you put out there.
I had some stuff on my chest.
No, that was power. That was power. You had me like, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, because I'm one of those where I listen to lyricism over everything.
Yeah.
So, your roots with poetry, you can totally tell in this song.
Yeah.
Because just the way you infuse all these words and infuse like with the message you're trying to get across, it's like you should be proud. Black millionaires coming out of Milwaukee.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
the man.
Yeah, man. It was just, I'm gonna stay humble. Humble. I'm gonna just say that you see and hear a lot. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, people be counting you out.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be cool. And people be counting you out and don't even acknowledge a lot that you do unless you. I hate that we live in a society where it's almost like you gotta boast.
Yeah,
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? For it to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like the work me and the homies was doing was just like, in my opinion, transformative work.
Yeah.
And, I would love to see us see them, see Q, Michael, Tia get a ton more, support for not us, but for that area.
Yeah.
Because I think as a city, man, we do a great job of spreading the resources so thin that nothing ever really gets to transform.
Yeah.
So for us, what that development represented was concentrating on getting as many resources around these families as
Yeah.
possible, and then getting as many other entities to be like, you know what, I want to be a part of this change
Yeah.
as well. So we got some resources that we want to focus in on this impact area. So that was just me just showing people like, okay, it ain't just always bow dance. It ain't just always lights down low. I could go back to
Yeah.
to
Of course.
I just had to let them know, man. And I'm top 3, and I ain't 3, man.
That's
Ain't gonna
right.
Stop playing with my name. Put some respect on my. I'm just saying, man.
When I first tried reaching out to you, it was over this project because I heard and who hit me up and was like, get a hold of you. It was
Yeah.
Steve Hibicki.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to homie Steve.
So
man.
Steve Hibicki is, he's like, hey, we're about to do our interview, but hit up, Ray.
Yeah.
He's doing this cool thing. It's out of the north. Just, see if you can mesh with it.
Yeah.
Give a voice,
Yeah.
and yeah, of course, I'm all for that because what I want to see out of Milwaukee is just for us to shine.
Yeah.
This show all this platform is that I'm doing is to basically praise people from Milwaukee.
Man,
This isn't about me.
Nah,
This is
absolutely.
about the people of Milwaukee and what the type of special attributes you have here. And if we could focus that in, and I hate that, in this city, it's segregated. It really is. It's a sad thing to see, but if we could come together and just be in numbers, think about the impact that can come from that.
Absolutely.
So I'm very motivated by what I see you out there, the posts that you put up, how you're active with the community, and especially with this project.
Yeah.
So like the impact, what's the ultimate impact you want to see from this?
The ultimate impact that I would like to see from this is a thriving oasis for Black and brown families.
Yeah.
That's the impact I want to see. I want to see an area that now Black and brown people could feel comfortable in. They could walk in, like see beautiful art, see transformation, see Black wealth, see brown wealth, see Black and brown success, see, you know what I mean? Like really see, like I want to change the trajectory of our culture, because if we look at where we're headed, you know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, am I going to be one of the people that just talk about it?
Yeah.
Or am I going to try to figure out how can I use my influence to really provide things to help change it?
Yeah.
So for me, that's what the community within the corridor development represents. It's like, okay, put your money where your mouth is. You say you care.
Yeah.
You say you care about the people. Like, okay, provide. Don't just provide housing, right? It's easy to just throw up housing and collect rent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the hard work is doing the research to figure out, okay, what is these 197 families gonna need to actually thrive moving forward?
Yeah.
So we have black cohort therapists. You know what I mean? We have the creative corridor. We have a daycare. We have a grocery store. We have a laundromat. We have a health center. We have a sports complex.
For
we
sure.
have an indoor. You know what I mean? These are things that they ask for. So, it's just putting.
You're planting the seed.
Yeah, it's just using the platform.
Yeah.
And showing a way. I want to see this be the mecca of transformation, ownership, and creativity. That's what I want to see.
That's awesome. And that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, man.
So in this project, what does it include? Give us a tour of what the ideas that are inside.
Man, this is what I'm gonna say, right? You gotta see it.
Oh,
You gotta see it.
okay.
Because this is what I will say as well. It's the largest affordable housing deal in state history that is privately owned, and it's owned by some brothers. And we have a bunch of amazing things inside of it. Yes, we have 197 residential units that range from studio to 4 bedrooms. Our largest unit is 1,600 square feet.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's I think
I
that's
just
more
want to
than
let you know
my house.
I do flooring.
Oh, straight up.
I just recently left doing flooring, but I've done it for the past 3 years.
See, we gotta be
Yeah.
speaking, because a lot of what we was trying to do is making sure black and brown contractors
For
got a
everyone
lot
to
of
know,
these contracts.
1,600 square feet. That is a large, a
Man.
large amount of space.
It's a lot, man. So but like I said, the grocery store, the laundromat, it's a campus, it's an oasis, it's everything that you need to where like you really don't underground parking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's everything that you need to where you really won't have to leave unless you really have to. So I'm just gonna say you gotta see it.
Yeah.
You gotta see it. It's the largest creative incubator in the state as well. And like we just got some amazing people that's a part of it doing some amazing work. Shouts out to the homie Shakes at Power Forward Media, Jade Sharon, who's gonna be opening her dance studio in there as well. Myself, Larry Sanders, Business Boy, who will be doing the music studios. We have the podcast rooms. Latasha Smith will be in there as well with the art therapy. We have a man, it's a lot, man.
I'm thinking about a new episode as you say this.
You gotta come see it. You gotta come see it. We gonna have the selfie booths, the selfie walls, all of these amazing things, man. An amazing art gallery as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you just gotta come stand in the oasis, man, and really share your energy with us as we share ours with you all.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. What has this process taught you?
Patience.
There we go.
Patience. I definitely went into this thinking that, all right, a year and a half, the building to be up and running. Boom. Here we are, year 6. Building finally, but we got about 2 weeks, 3 weeks of construction left.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
you at the finish line.
Yeah, we had to start.
Okay, the finish line of the beginning.
The finish line is the start of a race.
Yep. Okay, we'll leave it. But I love it.
The finish line is the start of the race, and the reason I say that is because, like I said, it's easy to build buildings.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to build buildings. The real race now is like, okay, what?
Dude.
How you gonna impact lives though?
Yeah.
Did you just build all of this shit to just keep people in the same situations that they've been in, or you really want to impact families and you know what I mean? Like,
well, this is why I was so excited for this show, because I really want people to know and understand what you're doing, because what you're doing, it's like how you said earlier, you could talk the talk, but are you walking? Are you being the impact? Are you being the voice of change? Are you, and what, like my situation, man, before this year, I lived the same damn life every year, wanting to party, wanting to hang out, wanting to do. It wasn't until this past year that, I'm done. I moved away. I quit bad habits, and I literally focused in. So seeing what you're doing with that project, it's inspiration. And through that, I just want to say thank you.
Man, I appreciate it.
Because I don't know if anyone's told you that yet, but thank you, man.
No, I appreciate it. A lot of people have expressed the gratitude for it. And so I'm grateful for that. But I just know, man, like, in order for us to be successful at that project, we gonna need everybody.
You got me, man.
We gonna need everybody.
Tell y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to adopt Center Street, adopt our impact area to be like, okay, like, we going to bring consistency and love and consistency into an area, positive energy into an area, into our resources, until we actually see what that. I'm asking people to give me 2 years. Give me a 2 year commitment of just being like all the amazing things that y'all do. Just come do it over here for a little bit.
Yeah.
A block party, you know what I'm saying? A neighborhood walk, whatever that looks like. And shouts out to Alderman Russell Stamper as well because he's been a huge advocate and supporter of the project and wanting to see some new things in that neighborhood. So I'm using my voice, man, and my energy to try to get people to double down and like I know it's more that I could be doing as like I feel like I'm nowhere near
Yeah.
operating to my highest capacity. I see what Jazzy is doing. I see what Von Mays is doing. I
Hmm.
see what all these other individuals is doing. You know what I mean? And it's like they consistently every day in their communities, brother Quinn. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They really get up and do it every day. And I think we need a lot more of that energy, a lot of, more supporting agencies like Office of Violence Prevention. And sidebar, I feel like Office of Violence Prevention need to change their name. That's terrible on PR and marketing, by the way, because that's it's a name that set you up for failure. You're never gonna
Yeah.
prevent violence.
Yeah.
And like even the police station ain't called the Police Department of Violence Prevention. They just call
Nah.
the police.
Yeah.
So if the police got that almost $300-something million
Yeah.
budget, and OVP only got a $4 million budget, but the police can't even stop violence. Why is your name Office of
Right.
Violence Prevention?
Have you
So
have you ever met Ray Moore?
Ray Moore, the name sounds very
Ray
familiar.
Shotted Productions?
Oh yeah, I met Ray before. Yeah,
I was saying, y'all, man, with his skills on that camera, man, I
Yeah.
mean, you should like definitely, you know, put something together for your project. I would love because he brought up a lot of the names that you've just brought up,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about that. I'm like, has he ever met Ray? I'm pretty sure he has.
No, we
But-
worked with Ray before. We
That's
worked with
awesome.
Ray on the joint.
I
Yeah,
love that,
absolutely.
dog. I love
Absolutely.
collaborations. You got to, man.
Absolutely. Man, especially this the younger generation too, man, because
Yeah.
they got the eye of their generation. You feel what I'm saying? And the ear. So
You let me know. You said you got a music thing going on. If you want me to come over, run a podcast shop for
Man,
your
absolutely.
kids, I'll bring my equipment.
absolutely.
I'll show them, you know, what goes into it. Because there's a lot that goes into just getting in front of here, putting this. It's work. It's
Man,
a
absolutely.
constant commitment. So you let me know, man.
That's what we need a lot of. A lot of these trainings, a lot of these different exposure, hands-on experiences to podcasting, to recording, through
Yep.
camera operating, streaming, through art, whatever that looks like. You know what I mean? Q and them, they got the whole STEM on the other side of the creative corridor where
Yeah.
they be making video games and all of these things. So I just really hope that people tap in, man, pull up on Center Street. And yes, I emphasize black and brown, but it's for everyone around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just emphasizing it because so much for so long our people have been told to wait. For so long our people have
Yeah.
been without.
Yeah.
So I think in my opinion, it's time for us to move in a spirit of abundance for our communities.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't ignore what's going on anymore. And I feel like you have to be open to change. If you want to see change, you got to be open to going outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and with Milwaukee, I love Milwaukee, but it is segregated, but we could change that.
Mhm.
We have that power in our hands. And one thing we really need to do right now, we need to focus on this youth, the
Mhm.
youth within our city, because that's where it starts.
Mhm.
We've had our time. Like we're living our moment. Now
Mhm.
it's time to make that impact. So Milwaukee,
Mhm.
what is it attributed to your success?
So, man, I attribute a lot of my success to Milwaukee. Like, if Milwaukee, in my opinion, didn't get behind Bow like they
Yeah.
did, like a lot of these doors wouldn't have opened for me. Like when we went down to the core DJ retreat in Atlanta that year, and it was Milwaukee that was deep out there that really was turning up. And everybody was like, man, what the hell record is this? They got all these people going crazy. Like, but that was a town. Like, it was Milwaukee that, you know, took the, when they went off
Yeah.
to college, when they went off to their separate colleges, to the Jackson States, to the VCUs, to the Hampton Universities, to the, you know, Norfolk States, to
For
the
sure.
Tupelo, you know what I'm saying? They
Yep.
went to all of these places. They took that record with them. And
Mhm.
then they showed people from these areas the dance and all
Yeah.
of that. So, like, I attribute it all to the city, you know what I mean? Because, like, obviously the Virgin Islands as well, because
Mhm.
that's, you know, that's my root. That's where they from. That's where they buying.
Yeah.
You check what I'm saying? But, yeah, you can't forget that. But Milwaukee was just like it. Man, Milwaukee give you a lot of game, man.
Yeah.
And if you love Milwaukee right, it'll love you back the same way as well. So I attribute a lot to the city.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's
Yeah,
great. You have something exciting coming up.
I do.
Yeah. What
I
you
got a lot coming up.
any releases coming up?
Oh man, we got some new music. New music. Getting ready to shoot some short film / visuals for these songs and stuff like that. So yeah, man. For the next for 2023, man, it's just a lot of pressure, man. We're just dropping a lot of records. The development is gonna be open. So now it's about getting back to the creativity. I took like a 6-year hiatus from music and stuff like that. But now I'm about to tap back in. So this first joint is gonna be this joint called Blue Racks,
Okay.
and it's gonna be pretty dope, man.
You wanna introduce this?
Oh man, yeah, let's do it. Blue Racks, man, by your boy Ray Nitti, coming real soon, dropping real soon. You hearing it first right here. Blue Racks all on you. These blue racks all for you. Blue racks all on you. Yeah, these blue racks all for you. You said 1 or 2 won't do, but these blue racks all on you. Yeah, these blue racks produced by the homie Cam. Said racks on you. Blue racks all on you. Yeah, these blue racks all for you. Blue racks all on you. Yeah, these blue racks all for you. You said 1 and 2 won't do, but these blue racks all for you. These racks for you. Yeah, man, blue racks, man. We gotta do something real dope, real creative for that video, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we always, at least the visuals that I did, I felt like we always kind of like raised the bar a little bit with
Yeah.
the visuals. Even with when we did Lights Down Low video with Philly, that
Good
was
old Philly.
it just showed Milwaukee in a different light. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We gonna do something crazy with this one. Do something special with this Blue Racks video.
What advice would you give to our inner city youth?
What advice would I give to the inner city youth? Man, I'm going to say first, I love y'all. I love y'all. If nobody telling y'all, I love y'all. I would also say believe nothing on what you see. And your current situation is not your final destination. And you have all the power and everything that you need to change the trajectory of this world. Of this world. And believe in yourselves and y'all they gotta love each other more, because I think it's missing. I think it's missing. So that's what I got for him, man. That's what I got for him.
I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
And I love that the way you took your time with that because, I mean, words are impactful, man.
Yeah, that's what I got for him, man. Keep doing their thing, man. They powerful.
Yeah.
And powerful.
Milwaukee, you know, if this is one thing, the honor and the blessing of having you in front of me, man.
Man.
Don't take this. Take this as it's like a dream come true. Cause I like for real. And serious, I grew up listening to you. I grew up watching the noise you made, and I grew up taking a sense of pride, knowing that you were representing our city, and for that, you know, for you to be in front of me right now, for you while we're playing these songs, you reciting them. That it's this is what makes it worth it, and you know, I truly appreciate you coming on here, and you know, it has been a pleasure.
No, thanks for having me, man. It's been one.
So everyone, if you don't know, it's your boy Ray Nitti.
Hey,
it's your boy. Where can they see the follow-ups on the projects that you're working on? How can they reach out to contact to be a part of the project that you're working on, and being a part of the growth and giving back?
Yeah. You could go to the Creative Corridor MKE.com, and then also you can follow me on my social medias at Ray Nitti, RayNitti, and my YouTube channel as well, Ray Nitti. I'm gonna be leaning into my YouTube channel more, documenting the journey of not just the music, but you know, the growth as well, the development, the corridor, and just dropping a bunch of content on the YouTube channel. So follow me on those platforms, man. Follow me on those platforms.
Hell yeah!
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you. It has been an honor. So everyone out there, it's Spearhead Conversations with the great Ray Nitti.
Oh man, appreciate it. Hey, just Leo, it is Bauer's biggest record to come out of the mill.
That's right.
That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I'm gonna say.